Did I just say Max? Oh shit, he's back.
I'm back, baby.
Where have you been?
I had the best summer. I took off from May, I think May 16th, I took off covering wrestling to now. And it was the most pleasant summer I've had.
I'm very proud of you. I'm very upset at you for taking this much time off, running
I
from
think
the
a lot of
grind.
people are actually. I think a lot of
Really?
people are. Yeah, yeah. I got a lot of it was interesting. Like I got a lot of mostly it's like, hey dude, you've been doing this for like 15 years. Good for you. Take some time off. And then I got a lot of like, oh, so no commitment to your work, so flaky. I'm like, dude, I do this for fun. It's not work. If you knew what my work was, you wouldn't say that.
Can confirm.
Can confirm, Joe.
Andrew Zarian,
Yes, Jeremy.
nice eyebrows.
Thank you, sir.
How have you been?
Good, man. Summer's over. Kids are going back to school next week. My wife's back to work next week. I worked very limited this entire summer. I worked like 3 days a week. I went upstate every chance I got. It was the most pleasant summer I've had.
That's good.
How's
Just
Rich?
get away from wrestling.
Rich is great. Yeah, he was over my house on Sunday for a big party for Forbidden Door. I had people over. I was like, let's have Jonathan, like the Matmen guys. I'm like, once you guys come over, we'll barbecue. Turned out I ended up having 16 people at my house.
Well, that sounds like a good time.
Nice time.
I watched none of Forbidden Door live because I was grilling the entire time. I bought this outdoor TV. It was like $900. Did I show you that thing, Joel?
No.
It's awesome. It's portable. It's a giant tablet. It's a 32-inch tablet on
The
wheels.
LG one.
It's just like the LG
It's
one.
just like
Yeah.
the LG one. I've
Yeah,
seen that one a lot. A lot of the influencers are being gifted that thing for a while.
Are they really?
They were. This was
Mother
a while.
effers. And I paid out of pocket for this. No, you know what we do? We take it outside and we watch the Mets in front of my fire pit.
That's a nice way to live.
That's what we've done all summer. We watched the Mets. It was great. It was awesome. My wrestling consumption was the lowest it's probably been since 2009.
That's good.
I had a reset. I needed a reset here. I couldn't do it anymore.
So what are you excited to find out in the time you've been off from the wrestling?
Well, I kept up with it. I kept up. I watched some stuff. I watched a lot of AEW. I watched the pay-per-views. My kids are into it, so I have to watch it. But it was so nice to step away from social media.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That was the greatest thing. Like if I didn't have to do social media, if I didn't have to go on X or any of the other insane platforms, it would be such a breeze to do this. But you can't. You got to communicate.
You should just exclusively live on TikTok from now on.
My TikTok.
I'm too old. I'm too old. I can't do TikTok.
You got a beard. You're good enough for TikTok. All the Gen Zers will be like, "Oh, who's this bearded man with the nice eyebrows? I should listen to him."
You think that happens? They look at me and they're like, "Oh, he's an authority figure. Look at those eyebrows."
Yeah, they'll be like, "Wow, his eyebrows are on fleek." They still say that.
Only dictators from third world countries have had those eyebrows.
Well, now it's first world. But anyway, the point is,
That was first world. Yeah.
that's first world. Now you get to come back and join the madness. Did you go to Slammiversary? Did we ever talk about this?
I did.
You did.
That sounds terrible.
Sounds like you don't remember it.
Yeah, why would you do that? That's
Oh,
what made Zarian take the break, honestly. He watched Slammiversary live. He's like, fuck
I actually,
this.
I
I'm out.
had a great breakfast with Lance Storm that morning. I picked him up and we went to Jackson Hole Diner, my friend's diner. Constantine Pascalidis, his father owns Jackson Hole, and that's where they shot Goodfellas.
what a nice man that Lance Storm.
Oh my God, it was the best breakfast I've ever had in my life. We spoke about wrestling in the most normal of ways. You know what I mean? He's such a normal, rational human being. Out of every wrestler actually, that's not fair to say because I know a lot of wrestlers, but out of all from like ECW, Out of all the wrestlers
Yes.
in ECW that I've had the pleasure of having breakfast or lunch or drinks with, that man was the most normal, kind human being I've ever met.
Can you help us out here? We were talking about this in a separate group chat. Which ECW wrestlers are still active to this day? We've got Rhino, Guido, RVD. Who
Chris
else?
Jericho,
Jericho. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking like,
Mysterio.
yeah,
Like ECW,
yeah,
ECW.
yeah. Like Credible comes
Um,
out and does a spot once in a blue moon, and then doesn't, gets the pay and leaves. Yeah, I'm trying to think who else
is
is
it?
active.
Yeah. Well, here's a good question. Who had the most matches that was a former ECW wrestler? Like Tommy, maybe is Tommy Dream. I think maybe it's
Oh yeah,
Tommy
Tommy's
Dreamer.
still very much out there. Yeah, we were talking about how much Tommy hates money because you invoke his name and you say he's dead, but all of a sudden you don't want to do the indies as a ghost. Tommy's like, I'm still alive, and we're like, of course.
No. Good gimmick for him.
All he had to do was be a ghost, like Paul said, and instead he's just like, no, I like being alive, and it's like, come on, Tommy, live a little.
Yeah, I think it has to be Dreamer for sure.
Yeah, and I'm talking active like wrestling. I see Pile Driver Finisher saying Paul Heyman. Like Paul's a different person. He's not wrestling. I'm talking in
Yeah.
the ring constantly. Paul's not a human being. Paul's a guy.
It's not a human being.
He's a walrus. We've discussed it.
Paul Heyman, he's an entity.
He is an entity.
He's a
Yeah, he's an entity.
He's omnipotent.
Yeah, he's,
No taking Lance the Cracker Barrel. We don't have that in Queens. We don't have Cracker Barrels or Waffle Houses. We have none of that here.
Yeah, you guys are north, not south.
I've never been to a Cracker Barrel. My wife has in Virginia. She loves it.
Just once in my life, I want to see Lance go on like a rant, like a real upset guy rant on the air. But he's never gonna do it. He's just too level-headed, like you said.
No, he's done it. I've heard him
Yeah,
on
I would say he's
with
done-
Alvarez.
He hasn't freaked out. I'm talking like I've heard him get because so he was talking about the crowds in the UK this past week, and like that was him getting heated in my eyes. That's as good as it gets for him. He doesn't get hot. He doesn't get screamy hot.
He doesn't get screaming hot. No, but I'd love to see that.
That's
not
what I
worth it.
need.
It's pro wrestling. Why are you gonna get that mad over pro wrestling?
Because everybody needs performative nature in wrestling. That's what we've learned. If you're not yelling, you're not trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is why this show does so well. So much yelling that we do.
Well, I can't wait till people start yelling about that Max story.
Yeah, what's the scoop here, Zarian?
I was sworn not to ruin their press release. Not by anybody in PR. I'm just telling you that right now. It was nobody in PR. I'm not, but I was told, just don't ruin some stuff. But I'm curious what people are going to think when it comes out. But the pay-per-views are going on Max. I think a lot of people have speculated it correctly on when it's happening based on what I said of the announcement in a soon.
So all out.
I would imagine, yeah. Yeah, I would imagine All Out is on Max. A lot of people are assuming it's going to be free for Max subscribers. I would tell them that don't bet on that.
Yeah. So Max has a sports tier as well. Like they've got their regular tier, and then they have their sports tier.
This will not be. It's as far as I know, it's not tiered. This is not a tier thing.
Oh, so it's just like a separate fee, potentially.
I would say a discounted separate fee.
Okay. Sorry if I'm gonna get you in trouble here.
No, it is worth noting. It is worth noting. We do.
I can't. Jeremy, Joel, like a kayfabe. Joel, I could pretend. When Jeremy asks me, he has such an honest face. Joel too, but not as much as.
I was going to say I don't.
No, I don't trust that Joel Pearl.
I get it. I really do. Well, by the way, we have a report up on Select that's got some information bandied about, so you can check that out. And like some of it gives a little bit more light as to what you're hinting at, but again, nothing is official until it's official.
Yeah,
but you'll have your side of the report as well coming up.
Yeah, the Fightful Select, which I got in my inbox because I didn't check it yesterday. I checked it this morning because you know how I read Fightful Select through email.
You are an old man.
I am an old man.
That's how I read it. So
yeah,
I have an app.
No, I read it through email. So it was pretty. I mean, Sean hit the nail on the head there. But there's a couple questions, like what kind of discount, which I don't. That's why I didn't add it in my story because I've only heard this in passing. I haven't been told this like in an official way, you know? So I'm not going to speculate, you know, publicly for it. I mean, I'll do it on the show because you could, you know, it's a conversation, but Jeremy's writing the story up as we speak.
That's pretty common for when you appear.
Yeah, Jeremy's writing the story up, but I listen, man, any discount is good. I've paid for every single AEW pay-per-view. I don't get it for free. So I welcome a discount as someone that's a paying customer. I don't know if everybody's going to be happy, but listen, it's a big chunk of their profits. 180,000 viewers, $50 a piece, and then you do a split of 60-40 or 50-50, depending on what you have with the provider. That's a lot of money to cut out from both the providers and AEW. The other question is, will this be on other platforms? Yes, it's going to be on other platforms also. They're not eliminating Amazon. They're not eliminating PPV.com or Thriller or whatever else they're on. This is in addition to that. And I saw some comments saying like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And here's how I play it. WrestleMania 3 is on Comcast systems. Are you eliminating Time Warner systems and Frontier systems? No, you want it on as many platforms as possible. It's going to be like that. One interesting thing that I had heard a long time ago, okay, and that I didn't put in this post, was that the agreement is like Max will be the promoted platform.
That makes sense.
Other ones won't be the promoted platform for North America. Right. I don't know international. I'm just saying for North America. So when Excalibur is screaming on where to watch the show, they're going to say, watch it on Max. Watch it on HBO Max. They're not going to push you to Amazon or any other platform.
Which is honestly what they should be doing anyway, because that is their number one partner. That is their podcast partner. So people who want to find a different route to watch it makes perfect sense. The ppv.com thing is always funny because they're always promoting, you know, these wrestlers are going to be in the chat and they're just interacting with the audience. I watch on Triller because I do. I can still get it internationally. We'll see if that continues on.
I ordered on 2 platforms because I don't know what the hell just happened here. Hold on. Sorry. Sorry, I lost my train of thought here. My screen totally went crazy here, and Joel is magnified to 1,000, and I can't zoom out of his face. Don't open your mouth, Joel.
I'll definitely open your mouth, Joel.
Yeah.
There we go.
Get in my mouth. I told you I was going to eat your family if you didn't show up today.
He did. He threatened me. He told me he's going to eat my family. I got 20 minutes before I leave, so I think it's a great idea to have it on different platforms and for them to promote Max, you know, it's going to help them. Now, do I think they're going to get 500,000 viewers on Max? No, I don't think so. But, you know, it'll be another avenue. I actually pay for the pay-per-view twice. I don't know if I've ever said this. I double buy it because I buy it for the guys to watch. Like for the you know, for my media team. And then I buy it for myself because you can't have like on Thriller, I think it's like two people could watch it.
Oh, so I haven't tested that. I should probably try to test that.
On Thriller, it's only 2 IPs that could watch it. So I buy it on YouTube for myself. And that's another platform that nobody knows that you can watch AEW on. It's YouTube.
Yeah. Although YouTube, I don't think... it's... Okay, so the reason a lot of people like myself will go to Triller is because you can VPN it and it's $20. Whereas with YouTube, it's a completely different price based on where your location is. Like YouTube's a lot better at actually using the VPN, like using the IP to put the denomination of money. So it's easier for Triller. I prefer YouTube because then I can start and stop and I can catch up watching it like 2x speed. But the money has to be. The money has to be.
Yeah. So, you know, the other thing is it can't be free on Max because you have agreements with other content partners that essentially, you know, when you negotiate these deals, you're also negotiating whatever discount Max is going to be offering. So it's fair play for the other ones. So it's possible that the other providers will lower their cost also. I don't know. I don't think so. But you can't undercut your other partners by 50%. You can't say, hey, we're going to charge you $20 on Max, or we're going to give it on free. And again, I'm not alluding to any number. You have to play ball with them, and it's a split profit. It's not all to AEW. generally it's a 60-40 split, or it's a 50-50 split depending on who it is. I don't know individually what the terms are, but this is a positive in my opinion, to have everything on one platform for them.
Yeah, I mean, for some it's good. For me, I'm like, it doesn't affect me just because I'm not in the US. So for me, it's like, just keep it on Triller, let me keep it the way it is, and we'll be okay. Do what Stephanie McMahon tells you to do. Use a VPN to watch the services. Did you see that, Zarian?
What?
Stephanie, there was a video that went out.
Yes, VPN to watch WWE content. And what did she say? She's like, "You guys are watching it the old way."
Yeah, you watch it on cable? You
mean you're paying? You mean you're paying for this?
Why are y'all aging Stephanie McMahon like 30 years here?
Because she's old. I don't know.
Don't you dare say anything bad about Sweet Stephanie. Yeah. Really.
Fair. Oh, regardless.
When I met her, I melted. And I'm a charming guy, dude. I am charming. I was awed by her. What a fascinating person.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you listen to the shows that she's doing. She's a very personable person.
Very personable. Yeah, you know what? For Vince being the most unpersonable person, both Shane and Steph are extremely personable.
Yeah, it's almost like they left the house and didn't come back for years.
It's almost like they left and they learned.
They got real life.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Weird. I'm just checking out to see if there was something else from that. Oh yeah, that's I'm a VPN guy. That's how I watch AEW pay-per-views. That's just the way to do it. But for those who are watching on Max and want a different option and they have Max, it makes perfect sense. And this has been in the pipeline for so long. People are saying, why is this a big deal? And it's because this has been, again, in the pipeline for so long that people are waiting for when it actually drops. And it looks like here we are 9 months later almost, that we'll be looking at potential of Max hosting AEW pay-per-views. It's another place for them to watch the shows.
Yeah, listen, integration in that platform is in W. I guess it's WB now, right? No more D. The D's out.
D out.
We're all about the B's. No more D's. I think it's positive. Now that company is tumultuous. I don't know what the future of WB and Discovery is in 5 years, but I think it's great. I think it's a positive to be integrated so deeply in your company. And here's the other thing, Max does not have any other pay-per-views. This is a first try for them. So I don't know if this is going to lead to, other kinds of events being used for that platform. I would imagine because part of the reason why it's coming out now, right? That this announcement is going to happen now rather than early in the year is because they didn't have the infrastructure for it. They didn't have pay-per-view functionality on Max. So I don't believe that they're creating this just for AEW, to be able to do this. I expect other events to be like, a pay-for-play also.
If they do that, I'm going to be pissed. I'm already pissed that there's a sports tier that I have to pay for on Max, and I can't just watch the hockey games and they don't have basketball games anymore.
Dude,
so
I said this years ago. My background's in tech originally. When I did my tech show and I covered technology for years, I always said we don't know the other side of a la carte television and a la carte media, and everything is subsidized now. I'm going back like 12 years ago when all this started happening, where people started dropping cable like that. I always spoke about this is all being subsidized with losses to get you here. And these prices are going to be cable level prices in a decade because you have to pay the rights fees to these networks. And, NBC Universal and Fox and CBS, Viacom at the time and now Paramount, they were just looking at this as another option for you. So they were discounting it to see if this will catch on. YouTube TV is $95 a month now. Plus, you got to pay for Max. Plus, you got to pay for ESPN. Plus. You're paying $200 a month, and it's not even cable. So this experiment has gone the way of cable TV. A la carte programming is not working unless, Joel, you're only interested in AEW programming and you pay for Max. Or Jeremy, you're really interested in WWE Raw, and all you pay for is Netflix. No, I know, but this is this facade of it's more inexpensive, and this is how you should go. They bamboozled everybody by going a la carte. I was a big advocate that cable's not the best service. It's expensive, but it's going to be equal. If not, cable's going to be more cheaper than anything else, and that's where we're at right now. So all these pricing things that everybody's complaining about, it's streaming is away, but everybody got bamboozled because they think it's cheaper.
There was a tech side to it too, coming from your background, which was cable was not giving you as clean a signal as what you could get from streaming.
Yeah, depending on carriers. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because even still to this day, and even still, Fox and ESPN are 720p. ABC is 720p. Fox is 720p. So you still don't get it. Even with streaming, they're not doing it, which is wild to me.
But even the other problem is production, or not problem, but the other variable is production. Using a broadcast quality camera in 720 is gonna look better than using a bunch of handheld whatever's at 1080. Like, it's just the quality of the camera will also change the quality of the broadcast. It's a whole other can of worms.
It's a whole different can. You got to talk about bit rate. You got to talk about coding. You got to talk about all that stuff. But
it's different.
As far as streaming goes, the quality it's caught on. Do you guys remember when the WWE Network came out? It was 720p at 30 frames a second, and it was like everything was in slow-mo.
Yeah, and it ruled.
Everything was in slow. I mean, I miss the WWE Network so much. That is a streaming service that I can't believe existed, and then it just went away.
It existed for basically we talked about it on the show. It existed for almost 20 years before it became the WWE Network, because it started off as like on-demand, classics on
WWE
demand.
On demand, classics on demand, yeah.
And then it was all these other things until it became the network, and everything got moved on to an online platform. Again, that's why the network was like so ahead of its time while still being cannibalizing to its own business. But obviously in the long term, it has paid dividends. Like, it's been the smartest move they've had in years.
Well, it also, the network brought back a fan base that had disappeared. The mid-30s at that time, it was the mid-30s fan base that went back, and they just rewatched everything, and that brought them back into wrestling. And it was a big phenomenon for them. Then I had spoken to someone at I think MLB was handling the distribution at the time, right? It was BAM. It was BAM Media.
Yeah.
So when I had someone I was very close with that was working there, and they knew the numbers of what people were consuming, and they said this initial 8-month boom period was all the old Raws and SmackDown, and all the old Raws and all the old Nitros, and it was just consumed to this max level, and then it just plummeted. Like, it was like nobody watched it after that. Everybody took it in, they hit WCW 2000, and it was done. So
I want to see Sid break his leg, and then I'm out.
Sid broke his leg, and that was it. But I thought it was interesting, how everybody went back, and it helped because people were now reinvested in pro wrestling.
I love how we used the WCW 2000 reference, because that is exactly what I did when I got the network.
Where did you start? I started in the beginning of WCW, but beginning of Nitro, and then I just went all the way to the end.
I think I started towards the end years because I was so enamored with how awful it was. And then I started working my way back, being like, okay, I remember watching this when I was.
So you made it get better?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, can't get any worse. Let's go back. I mean, but then you got to be careful, because it's like, if you go back to 1994, then you're like, shit, I went too far. It's bad.
Yeah.
Still. They go over the top rope and they're disqualified. We can't do this. So like, we had to find a part where WCW started on its ascent, and that's when you get to 96 and so on and so forth. But no, it was definitely WCW stuff. The biggest turnoff to me was always having to redub all of the music, and I bring this up constantly.
Terrible.
Like, the worst, the most egregious example of this was Ernest the Cat Miller's theme. They got rid of the James Brown ripoff and gave him this like very rinky-dink, I can't even explain it, like a MIDI theme that sounds awful. That stuff, that did it to me. I hate it.
What sends me into insanity is the Public Enemy WWE dub.
Right. Or Jericho getting his WWE theme song in WCW.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
You break the walls down, and you're like, wait a minute, something's wrong here.
I'm like, he always had that theme.
Yeah, exactly. And when he comes back, he'll have it again.
What do you think of that? Do you think he's going?
So Dave LaGreca was the guest on Talk is Jericho today. So, or at least on today's release. And I'm like, well, if ever a time to tease that, that's the guest. Because he rarely does wrestling guests now. I think the last one before then was Soraya to promote the Rule Breakers podcast. And then before that was Kevin Knight, right after he had left for whatever this hiatus is. So this is his first like wrestling adjacent. There was the one about the wrestler who just passed from his time and his like Winnipeg days. Jerry Morrow. He did that with Lance and Don Callis and someone else whose name I just forgot right now. But other than that, like he's had not much wrestling guests on the show. LaGreca's the first one in quite a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Jericho did everything he ever could have in the ECW, in AEW. I got Philadelphia on my mind.
He did the Lionheart return. So
he did everything he could. I do listen. I know Jericho gets a lot of hate. I'm not one of those people. I think he was instrumental in AEW. I think he was a very big part on getting that Turner deal. People don't. You need to remember that when you are creating a company, especially pro wrestling, that nobody wanted to touch for 20 some odd years, you need names, recognizable names. And Chris Jericho is one of those. He has a crossover name, multi-generational. So I think he did everything. He reinvented himself multiple times in that company, and him going and debuting in the Royal Rumble and doing a WrestleMania. I think that's great. I think that's fine for the fans,
Yeah. Meet Normus sent a super chat saying, "Hello, bruvs. Shall we crank? Are you British today, Meet Normus? After paying for internet and 10 streaming services, we're still paying for cable. We just have more flexibility and choice."
But do you? But that's the thing. Do you have more flexibility and choice?
You definitely have more choice.
You do. If you're picking and choosing and not taking everything. The problem is everybody gets everything now. Everybody has Hulu. Everybody has Netflix. Everybody has, everybody has everything. I had to get stupid Paramount because I want to watch that ridiculous Dexter return.
All I can say is thank God for Bell's 5TV service because I don't pay for it. My mother does. And as a result, it's the only way that I can watch A, live TV if I ever want to. B, when I have to cover Impact, I can watch it on Bell without having to pay an extra service fee. That's good. I also, other than that, I've got Netflix for WWE programming. I've got Triller for AEW. And otherwise, I don't subscribe to any more services. We had Amazon Prime Video. We gave up our Prime because we just weren't using it. Netflix is maybe the only other place where I might watch TV, but I mostly watch stuff on YouTube at this point. Yeah. YouTube creators are more interesting to me than traditional TV guys. Well, I don't watch
that's how that's what I do. I watch YouTube. Like that's how I watch TV. I watch a lot of like my favorite YouTubers, and I watch my podcasts. And to be honest, my entire day is I listen to my podcast all day long. I don't listen to mainstream news ever. Like I'm not consuming news from TV. I consume it because I read. And then I come home and I watch the Mets. By the way, you want to know a big effing, I was going to curse. See, I'm trying my best not to curse this morning. You want to know a big racket? I mean, this is literally a racket they're pulling. MLB pulls the greatest racket of them all. I'm a Mets fan, right? I live in Queens. I sign up for MLB TV to watch the Mets. Do you think I'm allowed to watch the Mets? No. I have to get SNY on top of MLB. So I'm paying $24.99 a month for SNY, and I'm paying $24 a month for MLB or whatever I'm paying for MLB.
But I'm sure if you just use a VPN, you could probably get around that.
Oh, yeah. But do you know how difficult it is to use a VPN to get it to work? It doesn't engage. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
NordVPN.com/Fightful.
No. Yeah, I use.
You don't sponsor this channel, so that's the one point.
I don't use NordVPN. I don't use NordVPN. I use private internet access.
Well, there you go. Everybody's different.
But it's listen, $50 a month to watch the Mets. I'm sick. I'm a sicko.
Yeah, that does make you a sicko. You should be getting.
I am a sicko.
The Mets logo covered in barbed wire for your next T-shirt purchase.
Oh, dude, it's something to be a Mets fan. I'll tell you.
It's any sports team. I mean,
you know what it is? It's like having a disappointing father that shows up enough to keep you on the hook. Dad's gonna pick me up and take me to the park.
they're gonna make the playoffs this year as a wild card team.
Yeah, they'll make the playoffs. Yeah, but I want them to win. I want them
Dad
to
also
win.
said he was going to come back with a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, I understand.
And the milk.
Mets fandom built character. Yeah, I've been a professional loser my entire life.
No, that's the wrestling.
Oh, that's the wrestling. Yeah, that's the wrestling made me a professional loser for the rest of my life.
Trust me, we know. We all know. Could be worse.
Mercedes Moné only goes to promotions if she gets the title.
Yeah, that rules.
Yeah, that's the best. She should. And she should keep going back to defend it and bring more.
I don't know why people are
guess
mad
what?
about
And
that.
guess what? If you're a promoter, guess who you're putting that title on? Mercedes Moné, because that draws people to your building.
I love the idea that it's like Mercedes shows up and books herself into the show. Like that's the way we're talking about it. It's like, I'm going to go to this promotion and tell the promoter, you don't pay me, but I take all your titles. It's like, wait a minute, that's not how this works.
How do you think the conversation like actually goes though? They call Mercedes and be like, "Hey, can we book you for this show?" And then does it go beyond that of like, "Am I winning the title?" And like, well, no, then no, you can't book me. Am I winning the title? Yes, of course. Yeah, then I'll do your show.
The trick is you say, am I winning the title? No. Okay, my booking fee is X amount, an exorbitant amount. Okay, you are winning the title. Oh, okay, now it's much less than that. Like if you really want to pin her as a mark for belts, you got to tell the story that she is in fact a mark for belts.
Yeah.
Who cares? Tony is booking the Mercedes belt winnings. Tony's the one brokering all of these deals. Yeah, he's calling piddly ass, Poland wrestling companies and being like, yeah, Mercedes has to win. She's gonna win this titles.
It's crazy. And the discourse around professional wrestling is so unhinged.
Oh, today it's going to be even worse. It's already started. Congratulations, by the way, to Brandy and Cody Rhodes, who just announced that they have welcomed their second child, Leilani Ella Rhodes. A lot of people were very surprised, myself included. But you know what? There was nobody knew Brandy was pregnant or that they were expecting a child. And you know what? I don't care how child was born. Child was born. It is theirs. Mazel tov. I'm very happy.
Are people upset over this?
No, people are prying into personal lives as they typically do. Once they start asking,
it's crazy to me. I never, in all these years that I've done, I never go into people's personal lives. I don't go into their health. I have a story that I will tell one day about a phone call I got from, I can't even phrase it. I'm not even going to do it because it'll open up a whole can of worms. One day I will tell the story about how easily people are manipulated into reporting things that are factually 100% inaccurate, and disinformation is spread from certain places.
Put the feathers away.
Okay. When I got this phone call, I remember it. I stood there with my jaw on the ground because I couldn't believe that I was being asked to do this lie. One day I'll tell the story. Huh?
Were you working?
Well,
were you working, Zarian?
I was not worked, I'll tell you that, but many other people were. And I have two examples of that. One has to do with health, and I was like grossed out by it. The other one I think everybody knows, and it's the AEW only did 40,000 tickets for All In, the first one.
Oh, that one.
That was a good time.
Do you know, I warned everybody that was 100% inaccurate because I knew what the actual number was at the time. And I even said, I'm like, hey guys, like that's not the number. 2 minutes. My chariot awaits to go to the train. But one day I really want to tell the story, but I'll burn so many bridges I can't.
Just text it to the group chat.
Oh, you know what? I'll put it here.
Of course.
Hold on.
All right. This always turns out to be a funny bit in the end.
Okay, this is a funny bit at the end.
All right. Give me my funny bits.
I'm gonna get the scoops here.
Yeah, you ready for this?
Hold on, I'm gonna give you this.
All right, and then we're gonna report it to everybody as if it's fact, and we always knew. Oh yeah.
Do you know this?
Yeah, I think you and I had actually had a little bit of conversation about it.
Okay.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. Demanding.
Wait. Oh, the company.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's shitty.
Yep. Yeah, this was something that you and I had talked about a bit, and
yeah,
that was basically how Jeremy just reacted was exactly how I would react.
Isn't that so disappointing?
Yeah, it is. But I can't say I can't say, especially now, that I'm terribly surprised. Anyway, we'll leave it off because people are just going to start.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. I really want to say it, but I
Chad, you don't hear
everything. It was Brian Danielson.
Yeah, it was Brian Danielson.
It's always Brian Danielson.
It was him coming back.
He's the best. Yeah. He's my favorite of all time. I don't care what anybody says. He's my favorite wrestler.
I have a theory. Yeah. That son of a bitch, he knew what was going to happen to Will Ospreay. That's why he recused himself from the main event of Forbidden Door. He knew it. He knew it was happening.
He knew it was happening.
It wasn't a personal issue. He just knew that there was going to be something bad.
Yeah, we're not putting that on Brian Danielson. No.
I am. I'm gonna tell him.
All right.
My favorite Brian Danielson moment is when we were at All Out 21, and everybody that discovered who my wife was kept going up to her and demanding to know if Brian Danielson was showing up. And my wife kept screaming, "I don't know anything about professional wrestling."
Amazing.
That was fun. All right, boys.
When you're back next week.
I am back. I'm not doing Beyond the Bell on Tuesday because it's the first day that my wife goes back to work. So I have too much going on that day with the kids, and I have to prepare them for their school starting the next day. So I'm back on Friday with Matt Men.
So next
Friday. So that would be what, the 6th or the 5th?
Yeah, people can look at the calendars on their own time.
I'm back on the 5th. Matt Men podcast on YouTube. And then Beyond the Bell, I'm back on Fightful the following Tuesday. I'm going to tell you this, Matt Men, I have so much to say.
Make a list and start planning ahead. Otherwise,
I've made a list and I've checked it twice.
Good. Otherwise, you're going to get a 4-hour show out of this.
You might get, I think it's going to probably be like a 2.5-hour show.
Yeah, that's par for the course for us.
Yeah. All right, boys. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you soon.